The bandit bares his scarred lips in a snarling grin as he swings out with the mace grafted to his left hand. Vargas brings his own artificial right arm up, the metal scrap flattening slightly to help block the blow. As the bandit reels back, Vargas pushes forward, hitting him hard, twice in his deformed mouth. The bandit drops to the ground, already covered in half a dozen other dead and dying forms. Let me guess. He puts his hands to his thighs, winded and bruised in a dozen places, but relatively unharmed. You're that other scouting party Mero sent out. The dying bandit doesn't answer. Vargas looks down at his metal arm. I need to pick up the pace. I'm stronger again. It's been decades since I could attack twice that quickly. But it's the wrong kind of strength. I need to know how to train my other power. He looks towards the east, where a single, fat, jagged peak rises out of the otherwise flat plains. Her power. It's been 5 days already. He looks down again at the last remnants of the Smilers. Hopefully the rest are doing better in their quest than I am in mine. They should be in Jotunveig today. They'll know as soon as they get there that I lied. They're smart like that. Hopefully Kira doesn't take it out too hard on Brixby. He looks at the mountain again. And hopefully I see them again soon. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine. Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the certified most dangerous actual play podcast for mothers, priests, and babies, especially stinky babies. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Next time, those babies shouldn't be stinky.
Can't wait to play a ranger, so those can be my 3 favorite enemies.
I cannot stand mothers.
Babies, priests, and mothers.
Hello. Don't even ask me how I feel about Mary Magdalene. Anyway.
Hey.
So, last time on the program, what did we have? We had the culmination of the most absurd fight in the history of this podcast, as finally, after 3 episodes and 9 rounds or so, but probably actually substantially more than that, the party finally emerged triumphant. Father Sardis found enough bravery to try to remove paralysis, and it worked on Kira, not so much on Alwyn. Brixby dropped a stinking cloud that ruined everyone's lives, and Asher killed Shadrax. The Drifter reattached his own head, got up and started lasering everybody, and eventually the only remaining Zill just kind of gave up. And that's where we are now.
I was saying this before we started recording. Like, sometimes you play Pathfinder, or maybe you listen to an AP, and you're like, wow, all right, another session where the narrative moved about an inch. There was a lot of role-playing and a lot of screwing around and chicken noises. Really wish I could just do something substantive, like get into a combat. And then you're on the other side of 5 episodes or something of combat, and you are just like, I choose peace. From here on out, that's all I want.
I am never fighting again.
Nonviolent de-escalation between here and book 6.
We should just go back to Scrapwall and kind of do our own little Kingmaker thing there. Kingdom management really helped get the town back on its feet more. We could do more for them.
Yeah, like get Heath to increase his sconce empire with other chokers that will serve as sconce. He can call them Heath's holders, because all they do is hold.
The old hold and hang.
I call being the evil vizier to Bird Puncher.
All right, so we're playing a game.
We are indeed.
pretty tempting not to just turn around and punch green. Probably won't die if I do that. I could just a real quick, hey, don't do that again punch. But I will wait to see what everyone else is doing.
Does anyone want to step in this situation?
Oh man, and yeah, there's still. I mean, I guess now that we're out of combat and time ceases to dilate, like it's going to be less intense. But that was 42 pure seconds of stink. So we only got 3 rounds into that. There's 4 more rounds of that. I don't know how long you're paralyzed for.
I think it's 10 minutes or something.
Yeah,
so I think I still got 8 minutes of paralysis. As long as that fight was in real time, it was what?
That is
3
wild.
or 4 minutes.
It's like that we're in what, a month into hanging out? A month and a half? But secretly 2 years?
No, yeah. Wow. It is really weird to lay those two things side by side. What is friendship in the real world anyway?
Asher could only take a move action.
I was going to
for
say,
the
yeah,
next 6
Kira's still
seconds.
vomiting in the corner.
So he'll see it. He'll just kind of look to see what the Drifter's going to do with his extermination mission while he tries really hard to settle his tum-tum.
Brix will float 10 feet to the east again, kind of squaring himself out with the green Zill, and raise a hand just threateningly as they are putting down their bows to ensure compliance.
And they've got all 4 hands up in the air. And the Drifter will slowly emerge from the stinking cloud, just the stench wafting off of him as if he never smelled it all. And he still has that laser rifle leveled at the Zill. And he'll say, "Unfortunately, though you have indeed surrendered, I have a singular mission, and it is to eliminate Shadrax and all of her spawn. I am afraid I cannot allow you to live."
Oh no, wait, don't do it.
Oh no, clemency.
I can't move. I can only vomit. No, I can move. I'm not gonna move.
I cannot tell if you are being sarcastic, so I will apologize to all of you that you have to see this. And he just point-blank range executes the last remaining Zill.
Brixby
Solid.
floats up. I missed it. Can you do it again?
It is clearly dead.
I'm closer this time.
You would like me to shoot the dead body of the Zill?
Yes.
Batteries are very rare.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. And he'll shoot the collapsed Zill. Was that what you were looking for?
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. All right. Speaking of
I'll go
stuff,
shoot Shadrax a few more times too.
About that shift trending towards good alignment you were talking about.
They're chaotic evil.
he was already dead, and it feels good to help the Drifter do his mission. You should understand that as a man with a hat and a mission as well.
Asher's still hatless.
Man
Yeah,
who
I
had
think
a
Brix
hat.
has the hat.
Yeah, Brix is canonically wearing it and has embroidered his name on it and cut out holes for his ears.
Just ruined that hat.
No, actually, Brix just put novelty versions of his own ears on the outside. He lifts it off to reveal that he still has ears under the hat and puts the hat on Asher's head, giving him ears as well. No, we're not going to do anything terrible to Asher's hat. I'm just all punchy after that fight. I don't know where to go from here. It's just hard to figure out what to do with my hands after all of this adrenaline has passed through my rat body.
Those hands to loot Shadrax.
Jokes aside, really though, when I said the right stuff, he's gonna shake Kira. He's just gonna keep trying to shake Kira until she can function. Because he knows nothing. This is his first time casting Stinking Cloud. He knows nothing about really what was going to happen except for what he had read on Spell Yelp. That was like it's pretty good.
where they have all the they review the spells. Here's it. Please stop shaking me. I'm fine, or I will be, but you have to stop. Thank you. And just tries to not vomit on her friend.
All right. Okay, well, all right, Kira's fine. Where's Alwyn? Has anyone seen Alwyn?
Oil can.
No, I haven't seen him, but, Mr. the Drifter, your mission was to eliminate all of Shadrax's spawn. One of them got away, at least, somewhere here, and we don't know yet whether these other prisoners are nearing their emergence, their hatching.
One must assume that the prisoners have been oviposited indeed. We should attend to them quickly, but perhaps we would be best served bringing some of the allies we brought with us back from unconsciousness. If they are not dead, it can be difficult to tell one from the other when one's body does not repair itself automatically.
I could expend the rest of my healing powers to send another burst of healing, but and he'll look down and you do a perception check to see if Shadrax is breathing. He has a natty 18 for a 22.
Oh, Shadrax does indeed appear to be stable.
The All-Mother yet lives. I cannot exclude her from the healing.
So maybe guy number 1 with the hat does his job before guy number 2 with the hat does his job. Like, make her dead before he heals us.
Really deaden her up.
It would be my earnest pleasure to put 2 in the head of this creature.
Asher will step back from the splash zone.
Just puts up the Gallagher piece of plastic.
Yeah, and he will just very matter-of-factly, in a very lawful, neutral sort of manner, just pop, pop, thus ends the reign of Shadrax, the All-Mother, the progenitor, the Blood Ghost herself.
The most lawful double tap.
The law says 2 shots are better than 1 when you need to be sure. Father Sardis will call from beyond. Hello? Is it over?
It is.
Did we win?
So far, every enemy present here has been dispatched. We don't yet know the fate of your fellow miners and staff, but everyone out here is no longer a threat. Do you have any healing you could offer to help my companions and I?
I can heal you, but this cloud stinks. It stinks horribly.
It should be gone pretty soon because it is thankfully a round per level. So I think 4 rounds have probably elapsed out of combat at this point. But the Brixby will also dismiss the obscuring mist that is still going.
Okay, so with things kind of opened up in the area, Father Sardis will come in and accidentally deposit himself in Alwyn space and screw everything up. And then he's just going to channel pause. So that's 9 HP for everybody. And he'll pop off another one for 7 more.
Oh, yeah. Juicy.
I would keep going, but I would have to begin to charge you if it's anything beyond absolutely necessary. You understand, there's...
How would you feel about the low price of not getting punched in the face?
Well, a man's got to have a code.
I mean, same.
5 more.
His code is not getting punched in the face.
It's a good code.
Brixby
It's
should
solid.
try that code.
Tell
me, do you have any literature about your code?
The Church of Abadar takes all comers, whether or not their faces are made of rubber.
So you're saying there's a lot of rats in the Church of Abadar. Now that's surprising. But I wouldn't say that, because being rat is a proud thing to Brixby. But yeah, he's gonna float kind of in between Sardis and oh god, wait, Alwyn. Alwyn is still... He's gonna look at Sardis and say, can you do anything about this? I'm sure he's good for it. I mean, he's paralyzed. You could literally pay yourself before the casting.
He's gonna frown and say, all right, but Abadar is really gonna be cross with all of you. he'll summon up another remove paralysis, and this time, with only one target, it just automatically removes the paralysis.
Woohoo!
Yay. That was very uncomfortable, and I would not like to do it again. And then he is going to go around and heal anybody that still needs healing, because he has a zillion healing, so we can just do that. It doesn't need to be rolled or anything. We can just assume everybody's full.
Okay. And I do think that between Kifkin, Red Fang, and Father Sardis, we have 3 NPCs that can essentially auto-pass the egg removal check, just to let everybody know. So we've got that in the bag.
But
Nice.
before we de-egg, one got away, and we shouldn't regard ourselves as safe until we know what else is in here. I'm gonna keep my kids with me for just now. Pats his stomach.
Yeah, well, I mean, if while we're waiting, then all of this is happening, we'll just follow, Kira will follow Alwyn around until she has any weapon in hand. Probably chainsaw, but just to be safe.
Asher wants to look at those guns.
Yeah.
Literally what I was about to say. I was gonna say, yeah, we should maybe strip the bodies before we go.
Oh, they just look like weird bad guns. Nothing Asher would be interested in. Just bad weird guns. Those bad weird guns that Shadrax was firing 6 shots from without reloading appears to be a pair of masterwork revolvers. Practically the thing of legend.
Wow.
A quick search of her pockets would reveal she's got 46 metal cartridges left on her. She's also wearing +1 leather armor, very fashionable. And she had a heavy steel shield. The priests were wearing +1 breastplates and headbands of alluring charisma. They also had steel shields. And between them and the Zills, or the standard Zill rather, you got a total of 6 masterwork short swords, 2 masterwork longbows. So all sorts of good stuff.
Oh my god, the roll Jerome just made.
I'm like, oh, I'll just use up half my slots. That should be enough to heal everybody. And I just rolled 4 natural
Womp womp.
ones in a row on 4
That should not be allowed.
I think Tamalet or whatever is displeased.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna roll. I'm not just gonna take average. I might get better.
It's better in a way.
Asher will put his broken +1 pistol in the bag for now, and load up these 2 revolvers, one for each of his holsters.
One of the revolvers is broken because she had that. No, never mind. She quick cleared
She
it.
quick cleared it,
Never mind. It's not broken.
which I'm glad she used her grip point for the thing Asher can't do.
Super considerate of her, honestly. Do you want me to clear this on the way out? I can't even remember what her accent was, really. It got really, like, southern near the end, or was it Brooklyn?
It always
remember.
gets southern. But
It always gets
Yeah,
southern.
it started like kind of Brooklyn-y and then got very southern.
I was just hoping when she was targeting the southernmost person and targeted Brixby that his next turn would be something like, I do declare, as the southernmost person on this party. I was just waiting for it.
All right, well, bordering this sort of room where you've all congregated on the south, there are 2 of those grates, like the makeshift portcullis that was keeping Kira, Asher, and Father Sardis in to their room. Then there, off the huge room, there's the room that Kira and Father Sardis and Asher were all stuck in, and then there's, a whole bunch of other rooms that you haven't looked at, all blocked off with those iron doors. Of course, there were totally keys on those doors between Shadrax and the priests.
How many people do we see on the inside?
If you look in the door on the left here, it looks like there are definitely some people that have clearly been chest bursted and devoured. But there are a couple ill-looking people who are not dead, definitely not chest bursted, just unconscious and lying there. definitely not well off. It looks like in the room on the left there's about 4 that you can see. The room on the right, 2, 3 more.
Well, perhaps the brothers. No, wait, is it both brothers, or is it just Kifkin that has the heal? That is real good.
Kifkin has the plus 10, so he's in auto pass taking 10. Thelpin, I think, is a little bit less, so he'd have to roll.
Yeah, it's only +6 for Yelp and Thelpin.
So maybe Red Fang, father, Kiffin, maybe see to these miners. They, who knows how far along they are. Sooner we get those eggs out, the better.
What can we do to support you in your egg removal?
I kind of want to remove the existing Zill myself.
Well, if we'll spend some time working down here, and I guess if you want to go north and clear things out, we can reconvene.
Fine by me. And Asher will be ready, kind of washing a detect evil, which won't go through like stone walls, but if anyone is hiding like Deadpool was when he full attacked Brixby, you can kind of smell them out.
Alright, yeah, as you head up through, no signs of any Deadpool so far, and I think a bunch of people will stay, like the healers will stay down in the south and work on that, work on tending to the egged people. As everybody else heads north, it looks like there's several rooms. There's one off on the right there that at first glance looks empty, but it is locked. But doesn't seem like you can see anybody in there.
And these have like regular old, normal old locks, right, on them? Like not high-tech variety.
Right, but you've got, you took out the
with
leadership
keys.
of this place. You've got keys to these things.
Oh, man. Brixby, takes out his Masterwork Thieves tools, whistling the whole time, excited to apply that extra 2. And then, I don't know, I imagine Alwyn just kind of shoulders by him and puts the key in.
Popping open this first room, looks like... it looks like effectively a little shrine to Shadrax. There's little bronze busts that very clearly are designed to look like her. I'm not sure exactly where they were doing their metalworking, but it looks nice enough, little statues.
Does a -1 find anything in here? Or no, excuse me, a 0. I only have a -1, I don't have a -2. Does a 0 find anything in this room on perception?
Halloween is blind.
Weirdly, nothing in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Brixby, I would like him to roll a
Wait, no, I
perception.
do have a -2.
A perception would be smart, but, I still think he's a little keyed up, and he just kind of looks around the room, just says, just what Galarian needs. Another shrine to another dead god. Just walks out.
And there's an explosion behind him.
Just blows up. Yeah! His Nietzschean mustache grows.
I'm just going to take Ghost Sound at level 8 so we can just play Won't Get Fooled Again every time Brixby does that.
This episode is going to be 80% banter because everyone's tired.
We need it. Emotionally,
I was
we
going to
need
say,
it.
just really no one
Yeah.
is sad.
I just keep letting it go. The moment it comes into my mind, I'm just opening my mouth and letting it out because there have been rounds of structured conversation for weeks.
So looks like the next one, if you crack it open, it's like a sleeping quarters for one of the priests. Nothing terribly interesting. I think you find a little bit of ancient money that they happened to have when they were down there.
Picture of a Kellid with a Lincoln beard.
Yes.
Father Sardis, your payment is in here.
Joke's on us because it's ancient. It's worth
it's
several platinum to a
Yeah.
I'm actually a coin collector.
Oh, man.
And then the next room that you open up, if you're just following the same wall, is a little bit bigger, and inside there are 2 dead, clearly chest bursted. Look like chokers.
Brixby runs to one, Haith. Runs to the other one, Haith. looks back. I literally cannot tell them apart. I don't know why I'm asking.
Sadly, no response from either one. It's very, very sad.
None of them were clutching any form of light source, right?
No.
Assuming Kira has all her gear back, what do you think we do now? Yeah, she will dig in her bag and just jam a torch into one of their hands. It's gruesome, but we earned it.
Yeah, they look so regal now that they have their torches.
Toss a sun rod on one.
And Asher's like, we have stuff to do.
Just shuts and locks the door. There, keeps going.
I'm done with you people.
If you head up to this next door and unlock it, you would show a much larger room, and there's these weird creatures in here. There, one of them is clearly dead. It's been chest bursted. The other one is like this live, stonish looking creature that is like as big around as it is tall. It's almost like it's very hard to describe. It almost looks like it's made of like earth. It's got like this big mouth on top of it and like an eye in its chest and 3 arms and 3 legs. It's just a horrific looking creature.
So these are what the Zill that could move through the ground came out of.
Oh no.
That's why it had that power.
Yeah. So, what sort of knowledge can I roll on these creatures?
This would be a knowledge planes.
Expo looks into the room and kind of narrows his eyes, and with a 22, he says,
Looking at a Zorn.
well, these are clearly the zones that precurse the Zills. It's like a whole X thing. If I remember correctly, these have something to do with the plane of Earth or something.
Yeah, they're outsiders generally from the plane of Earth. They're neutral. They eat rocks, generally speaking, and they prefer quantity over quality when it comes to food. They're very rarely interested in affairs of the mortal plane, but it seems like maybe they found their way into the wrong cave, eaten some rocks, and got oviposited.
Now,
Poor baby.
I'm guessing that they would probably speak something weird like Terran or something that none of us speak, but could we have the Drifter, like, tell it to stay calm and then bring somebody over to get whatever eggs are probably in it out? Because I don't want another friggin' Zill that can go through the ground coming out of this guy.
That is smart. He does have true speech. That is a very Sky Metal worthy idea, Jiro.
I don't want to talk to them. I want you to fight them.
They're true neutral. He wouldn't say that.
Oh, man.
I've just changed my mission to antagonize all of you.
Second mission, backup mission. Oh, I was just going to say, they're like the Otyuks of like the elemental plane of Earth, right? That's like essentially their vibe.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
just
They look a lot like Odiogs.
yeah, they're intelligent creatures, but they're just weird rock eaters.
Fair.
Yeah, so it's like Rock Eater from Neverending Story.
Yeah, except they got 3 arms coming out of the tops of their bodies, like in fountain formation, and an eye in each armpit, and a giant mouth in the middle where a head should be, and 3 legs. So they're normal.
Like Crumb from Our Real Monsters.
Yes, they're a lot like
Yes.
Chrome.
That was my first thought. But I could not remember his name. Thank you, Jiro.
But yeah, I think with his 27 on planes, Alwyn will have that idea that I just had, but in character. Oh, he will say, I wonder if we should ask the Drifter to try to speak to this creature, and if it says it has eggs in it, we should probably get them removed. This creature is probably what that strange Zill that could move through the rock came from.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Do it,
In character.
please.
I will go talk to it while you go do other things. But remember, do not allow any Zill to escape. I'm counting on you.
Are you sure you don't want us to hang out?
I'll be very nearby.
Okay. Well, feel free to yell.
I rarely yell.
Yippee, Kai. Yay.
So, would Brixby, who floated in the normal path until where he was, also see what Zach sees?
Yeah, if Brixby was sort of heading across the northern side of this huge room, you could see up into the next room to the north, Baby Zill is hiding behind one of these greater-than-life-size statues of Shadrax.
Drifter, I don't mean to interrupt your very important GM NPC on GM NPC roleplay that I love so much. But speaking of things that people love a whole lot, there's a Zill that seems relatively helpless and ripe for murder.
But I
Just
was
kind of keep scooting.
having a bottle episode with the Zorn. We were going to do a total spin-off thing. And you just hear like the rumblings of Terran, which I assume just sounds like rocks grinding together in the background.
Yeah, I've just been sitting here trying to think of what an in-game GM NPC acronym would be. And all I could come up with at the end that worked was neutral planar creature. So that was my contribution. We can keep that in too.
I
Nailed
like
it.
that contribution.
But we do want to shoot this baby.
Are you letting the Drifter handle the baby by himself?
Oh, come on. He loves it.
He loves it.
We can't take that away from him.
Asher walked straight across and didn't see that. He was looking at this cell.
Well, in the cell Asher's looking at, as the Drifter just sort of slowly meanders his way over to Baby Executionville.
Just outside of Party Town.
Asher sees the rather familiar sight of an unconscious skulk and a dead skulk in the corner there.
Oh, do we know this skulk?
No, just looks like a skulk.
Just familiar because we know
It's
a skulk.
familiar because, skulks don't have a whole lot of variation to the non-expert eye, I would say.
That guy sucks.
Yeah, bring it back.
And I wake up a little bit. Huh? Who sucks? Huh? What? Oh, hello. You suck.
You suck as well. This is a great bottle episode.
Have you, been egged?
Yeah, I'm egged, and it sucks, and like not the kind of sucks that's like a greeting, like the bad kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, fair. I could tell from the inflection of the fricative in there that it was the sucky kind of sucks. Well, go on down south towards the de-egging queue. There's a whole lot of that going on down there.
They're not gonna like try to kill me because I'm not, humanoid or whatever, right? Do those people suck too?
Kira turns around and was like, "Don't kill our friend, please. Thank you."
Yeah, I like that we're like,
To clarify, it's the skulk.
we got one coming your way. And then they're like, are they going to kill me? Kira's like, don't kill that one coming your way.
Just take a number.
I'm not sure if that was reassuring or not.
No, it was so serious when I said it. That's fine. For real, guys, don't.
Meanwhile, up north, there's just like pew pew. And I think the Zill heads down into the sort of de-egging area, and the Drifter, with his true speak, was able to send the
Oh,
Zorn
no!
down as well. So that's just a macabre scene down there, but they're getting the job done. They've got their grippers.
Yeah, I just need the fan art of, it's like at the DMV. There's like the Zorn sitting and waiting, holding his number, and the skulk. 'Cause it takes 10 minutes per egg. And so these guys are just sitting there for hours and looking like, oh, now they're on number 3 and I'm number 19.
3 for de-egging. Bring your cell phone. It's going to be a while.
It cuts over, and chair 3 is just a guy with a whole part. It's like, okay, 4.
Like, please hurry.
Like, oh.
Oh no. We should have found a better system.
Gotta go in with 2 grippers. Like salad tossing.
Well, Yeah, between that room and the final room that you haven't unlocked down there on the lower west side, you find maybe a few more bits and baubles, some more money left behind, and down in this last room down here, which is just north of the room where Kira, Asher, and Sardis were prisoners, there is a single chest-bursted corpse of looks like a human who was in pretty expensive clothing back before the clothing got, opened from the middle.
Oh, I wonder if this was...
Like
Can
a
we
button
roll
down?
a knowledge... the intro, like knowledge intros
Knowledge
to
the
see if
intros.
this was...
Knowledge metagame?
If this was the mine owner.
Are you pretty sure it's him?
Yeah, Purdy. How can I forget that? Because he named the place after himself. Yeah. I wonder if this is Purdy.
It looks like if it is Purdy, he will no longer be partying. No. That's fine. They don't all have to be winners.
I laughed.
Thought it was. Yeah, it was nice.
My mic screen. I was still just laughing at the idea of Kira describing it as salad tonging or salad tossing and just thinking about egg salad and how gross that was. And that's why I was losing it earlier. I just...
Oh, there's a whole deviled egg situation going on down there.
Oh no!
the Zill Hellion crossover.
Yeah, emphasis on the devil. Because they only speak infernal.
Hey. What's back here with the drifter?
Brixby go.
Up there with the murder.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like in these back quarters, there is one final dead baby Zill, and you have some statues of Shadrax, the All-Mother, and then just like her offices, and like it looks like she sort of has some small amount of paper, but also just like took to writing on stone with like chalk, or just like anything she could get her hands on to like make notes as she's trying to figure out ways out of the curse. And if you like look through what she's got scribbled everywhere, it looks like she was working on basically genetic experimentation, like as they would egg such and such a creature that they happen to cross into, they'd get like different abilities, and they found with the Zorn they could create what they called the mud spawn, which could walk through earth, and it could kind of skirt the curse because it could get far, it could effectively get out of the cave by just staying inside the walls.
If Skirt the Curse isn't at least a runner-up for episode title, I'm gonna be real sad, because that's awful fun to say.
So it looks like this goes further north?
Yeah.
Or do we want to read more about beyond the... Is there anything beyond basically what you described? Is there anything else exciting in the stone tablet paper area besides the genetic experimentation notes?
I think that's basically the gist of it. I mean, you can spend as much time as you want going through her sometimes unhinged scrawling, sometimes very carefully ordered, and she's got very good handwriting, even scraping it into the wall. And all this back chamber stuff is just kind of because the map is gigantic.
That makes sense.
Alwyn walked through this room over here to the right, and there appears to be something that looks like missile pods up in the very top of the chamber. Is that also just set dressing?
These looks like she was working on constructing some kind of device, and it's... I'm gonna need like knowledge engineering to see what she was going for. They don't look like they actually do anything. But...
23 for Asher.
Ooh, just a 20 for Brixbo with a 6 off the die.
Well, I think Brixby's having a tough time making heads or tails of it, but Asher can see how they look like there's some kind of pod where each one is sort of built so that a medium-sized humanoid could be inside, but whatever it was that they were for, they're not functioning.
Any parts worthwhile to disassemble?
If you want to break them down for scrap, you could probably get a pretty substantial money just from the sort of random bits of electronics and Numerian dregs.
Except we probably shouldn't sell them in Eaton Bay.
Asher would walk back to the south to the drifter and say, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but we haven't seen any more Zill here in this stronghold. Do you get the feeling, if that's how it works, that you've fulfilled your mission from Nanesk Kul?
And he'll close his eyes and go deadly silent and deadly still for a moment, where it almost looks like if he's a machine man or whatever he is, it's like he shut down or vacated the building. Then he opens his eyes after a minute and he says, I believe that there are still some viable eggs between yourselves and perhaps the people down below, and though no Zill that descends from Shadrax still walks the material plane, my mission is not quite complete.
Start shooting Brixby.
I assume you all do not want to be executed, and I should wait patiently.
Yes, please.
I am good at being patient, to an extent. Dun dun dun.
We go get those, like, deli-style numbers and then sit down beside the Zorn.
Hey, man.
So I think you can take your time exploring this place, but I don't think that there's really a whole lot else to find in there, and it's just a matter of passing the time to de-egg a lot of people. You've got a decent number of survivors here amongst the miners. Everybody's in rough shape, but they're still alive.
And we could... Oh, no, we don't have, like, a... Oh, God, what is that? Cart. So we couldn't do the de-egging on the way back to town. Similarly, though, Brixby, Allowan, and anyone that was just egged in that fight has plenty of time to go back and get de-egged with the same resources that de-egged us before. So
Yeah, we could go back to town and get because we just had the brother cast thing, didn't we? For the two of us?
Yeah.
Last time?
I
For
believe
the
so.
Serviage.
Mm-hmm.
Is Asher egged? Asher's not egged.
No, Asher's not egged. He would have just been wanting to disassemble all that technology while the hours of de-egging was going, but if his companions are thinking of leaving and the drifter's cool with that, then he wouldn't just stay behind and tinker.
Yeah, I think we've got time.
I mean,
right?
we can do some of the disassembling for sure. I only headed down there because we had narratively turned to the, is your mission done? And he just pokes my eggy belly with a giant gun and is like, not yet.
Well, we'll promise him like 50 gold if he doesn't de-egg people while still alive.
I think you've got plenty of time to do some disassembly, and you can take 10 on the rolls to take stuff apart. So,
What's the role to? Sorry, what's the role to take stuff apart?
Probably engineering.
probably.
Yeah, engineering
craft
or
mechanical.
craft. Yeah.
Sorry, blacksmith.
That's okay. Wait, I have. No, I'm not. Just kidding. I don't have that.
Was that a spoiler?
No, I said I made a mistake.
So I think that over the course of a few hours, like, the Zorn gets de-egged and it tunnels away, and the other people just sort of convalesce a bit as they get de-egged amongst all the corpses that have maybe been stacked up in one of the rooms. The Zill corpses in one room and non-Zill corpses in another. And the drifter, while he's watching all of this, will say, I did tell you that I would tell you my name once my mission was complete. And I believe
That's why I asked.
I believe we have at least gotten close enough to that point that the mission is completed in spirit, provided you don't all just allow the eggs in your bodies to hatch, which would be ill-advised. You would die. Don't do that.
Okay. So are you gonna do it?
Heard.
My name is Jerishal III. I am a Kolya root, inevitable in service of Jerishal the Primordial, the Turning Sphere,
So he isn't inevitable.
I am indeed an inevitable. That's why I couldn't die,
You
because
didn't hear that.
I had regeneration that could only be stopped by chaotic damage. So I'm basically immortal, because nothing does that.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Is this a Nicked name that you speak of?
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yes, sometimes they like to throw nicknames around in the evenings. They call it Nicked Night.
He just stares at you, unblinking.
Yes, it's strange to me too, but I must say, I'm quite pleased that he did not perish. Jerishaw 3, and your assistance has been invaluable.
You're really good at not dying.
It is my primary talent, but all of you made this possible. I would not have been able to remove Shadrax, let alone all of her spawn, without essentially the small army that you've all assembled here today.
Hey, thanks. As compensation, can you not de-egg us? Or by murder, I mean. Can you not murder us? Please don't murder us.
Do not de-egg us.
I was not planning on murdering any of you.
Aw, friends. Kira gives him a sticker that just says that.
Yes,
Not murder
BFFs.
Not planning on murdering me.
What will you do next, Jerishaw 3? Will you have another mission? Or is this your last one? You're retiring and so you won't be needing that laser rifle any longer?
I have grown quite fond of this laser rifle. I have carried it for over a century. It is my friend, you might say. But I will be returning to Axis. I do not know what the future holds for me. Probably lots of inevitable things, I don't know. Whatever we do.
Please keep going. He was just gonna hug him. That was it. Please don't stop saying what you were saying.
I wasn't saying anything good. What are you doing, rat person? Is this an attack?
Just scoots up and yes,
touch
rolls CMB against his leg. Bixby gives his leg a good long hug.
We would have all died down here without you. Thank you. And, hopefully,
Looks over at Red Fang.
those plans of returning to Axis won't be an issue, I imagine.
Red Fang says, after this, the Drifter can go wherever he wants. I think I've seen plenty of evidence that he's now working for the Technic League.
No. It seems we owe our survival in part due to the strategies we employed with Axis and our allies.
I believe I was quite clear about not being a member of the Technic League.
What does Red Fang have to say to that?
Keep going. Yes, and.
Yeah. We're not all like magical, unlying beings that are always honest, and the world's a complicated place.
Well, maybe we've learned a lesson now about, unfair imprisonment. And we won't do that again.
What are Kefkin and Delpin's opinions?
I think they're arguing with each other over who helped more in the fight.
Who went down first?
I went down more nobly.
Thalpin's I did more damage, and Kifkin's like, they attacked me 78 times.
I drew their fire. Like a good druid. See, it's right in the name, druid. Druid. Science.
So I imagine that's what our walk back is like. Just really that conversation being rehashed over and over.
Yeah.
I like the druid also saying science to the other druid.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just horribly fighting, and it's slow progress making your way back with. I mean, you can't ride horses because there's too many people, and most of the people don't feel great even after being de-egged and healed. But you go back to Eidenvey in a big group, and I think before you get to the town, the Drifter will stop like in sight of the walls. And he'll say, I believe I will leave you now. I was advised not to return. I do not wish to go where my presence violates the laws.
Well, they could change the law for you. You saved them. But if you want to go somewhere else, that's cool too.
I have a feeling that the people in this town might not change that law for him.
Well, then I'll make them change it, because that's mean.
Yes, military junta. I feel it, big stuff.
You are, I'm right here, right?
I mean,
My initial response to that was not podcast appropriate.
I mean, I saw the weird sword that makes the loud noise, by the way. So I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it.
Kira turns around, just look at him. You can pretend, or you can tell people, but I still have the sword that makes noise, so make your choice.
what sword that makes noise? Oh.
No, Kira pulls it out and then just shoves it in his face. This one?
No.
This sword that makes noise?
Brixby keeps trying to cast on it, and you just keep taking it away from him. It's like, wait.
Still have disguised weapon. It was useless today. No, wait, we need this before we go back to Iadnve. But
Yeah, okay, fine.
Everyone's going to be like, where are your dogs?
That's where the dogs went. That was the dogs. I was wondering if the Zill ate them.
Oh, tiny Chihuahua Zill just running around. Shadrach, still, mother.
It'd be like that Dober Wawa commercial.
Yeah, when this episode ends, you just zoom in and there's one tiny Chihuahua Zill just running through the countryside, shaking.
Shivering.
Except they weren't real. It was just a disguised weapon.
Doesn't matter, it's canon now.
Yeah, where did
You
they
failed.
come from?
He's running off to join up with Patchy Blue Rat Folk
Aw.
and Nick Shariel. Asher would extend a hand to see if Jerushal 3 would shake it. Just two gunslingers shaking hands.
He will look at Asher's hand and then he will totally shake it like Predator handshake style.
Yeah, Kira will give him a hug.
oh yeah.
What are these strange attacks that you all keep doing? It's like what the Zill do.
Yeah, it's a friend attack, and not like friend attack like sometimes people say they're attacking you as friends.
Oh.
It's real friendship. You can tell because of the living afterward.
My mind is constructed, and it is difficult to deal with social cues, especially when those social cues are so similar to the creatures that have been attacking me for 200 years.
You know what? Valid.
So the hugging it's difficult, but appreciated. High five.
High five, but not hugs. That's okay. That's fine. If this is your preferred method of affection.
The Zill
Cool,
do
I'll
high
high five.
20s. I do not
Ah.
have 4 arms, so
Hi.
safer.
Clearly, it's because high fives are neutral, but hugs are good.
Oh, yes.
So that's why he knows one, not the other.
So what's the evil equivalent then?
Punch.
That's when you do the down low and pull it out.
Oh.
True. Deep conversations that we have as we walk through the gate.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. I will remain here until the eggs are gone, and then I will be gone. Like the eggs, but not dead. Just gone.
Okay, stay safe.
I wish you all good luck.
And you as well.
Bye.
Bye.
And if you
Bye.
walk away, he really stays just like totally rooted in the one spot. Like he's basically a statue, except that his cloak is blowing in the breeze dramatically.
He wasn't lying.
You just see a time lapse of like eons passing and there's plants growing up onto him.
As you head back into Idenve, and by now, it took definitely what was left of the day, and it's into the night again by now. Before you go in, Red Fang will say, "Listen, I'm not going to give you any trouble about that thing you're carrying. I'm not going to tell anybody, and this has been a tough day, and I apologize that I let you all go deal with the Zills without any help to begin with. Never should have been on you outsiders to deal with our problem like that."
Yeah. Yep. Shame. Shame on you.
Aldrin, thank you. It has been quite a day. But you and Kifkin and Thelpin, Basari, sure, we went in by ourselves, but Kira and I stayed behind and trusted that Brixby and Alwyn would return for us. And they did, and they didn't do that alone. Thank you.
Yeah. Red Fang, with something like this, what we just faced, there are no outsiders. There are no people the problem doesn't solve. It's the whole world versus that, and you're a big man for seeing it.
Well, before we get too mushy, why don't we head in and everybody can retire for the night, and we'll talk in the morning. We'll see about helping you all find what you're looking for.
Before we get too mushy, y'all are going to technology jail, you techno lovers.
Dun dun dun. Wake up in the night and just surrounded by harassment cops.
Oh no.
No, I just figured we'd walk up and see Vargas just chewing on a raw turkey leg and say, hey, what did I miss?
You made it.
You guys look terrible.
If there's nothing else before bed, you all do level up to level 8.
Woo.
You want to roll for
Yay.
HP?
Mm-hmm.
Any volunteers?
Nope.
We got.
No.
Sure.
I can go, I guess. So I got my thing open.
Yeah, Jiro go.
What are we
It's
rolling?
a D8.
Whoa, big time stuff. Hope you beat me.
I hope I didn't because I rolled a 3.
I rolled a 1.
Oh. Ugh.
Anything interesting about Alwyn's level 8?
Well, he, instead of continuing to alternate between his 2 classes, which I guess after this point will be up eventually for people to see on the site now that we're up a level, when I get around to putting it on the site. But instead of alternating, he actually doubled down this time on Oracle because we kind of need the help with the healing and the buffing more than we need more sorcerer stuff. Brixby's got the magic side kind of covered. So he does get another level 2 Oracle spell, which I'm taking Lesser Restoration, because that can help with a lot of the damage that we've been getting to stats and such, and it can help with Curious Fatigue and all that. He does not get anything for his class at this level because his 5th level Oracle ability apparently counts character level, not class level, so he already has it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and he did get a, as everyone gets this level, he got his ability score bonus, which he put into Charisma, so now his saves are 19. Or his save DC for when I glitter dust all of Sam's creatures is now 19.
Oh, wow.
Nothing has eyes for the rest of the AP. Alright, who's going next?
Brixby will. So that's a D6.
Oh, the big one.
Here it comes. It's a 2.
I rolled a 3.
Nice.
It's better.
Still better than last time. Yeah, it's on its way up. Yeah, because you rolled a 1 and I rolled a 2 last time. So this is better. This is improvement. Yeah, level 4 spells is what I get this level at level 8. I also, my sneak attack goes up to 4d6. I also get to get my intelligence go up. So it's all great. Everything's good. Gonna live forever.
For sure.
Level 4 spells are very, very dangerous.
I mean, of course, I don't get any until we're given some out of gratitude by the town.
Noted.
That's my level up.
So Asher, Kira, who's going?
Bingo.
Alright. D4.
That's a... Oh, sorry, a D... that was funny. I see what you did there. That's a D10. Oh, and that's a 9.
Nice, you beat my 6.
I'll take it. And actually, I will be going 1 level up in... Oh, I had a joke for this. But I can't remember the class. I think it was like Vigilante. Is Vigilante a class?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I'm going to take 1 level of that. Obviously, I'm not going to do
Magical
that.
child archetype, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was, but tossing it around just to be, just to throw people off. But actually, level 8 is a pretty big deal for Blood Rager. Got a bunch of fun stuff. 1 new spell, some other things that I can't remember. 2 new rage powers that I talk about later when those come up. And this one thing that I wasn't going to say, but I'm too excited to not say it, new auto cast spell when I go into rage, that is haste. So I'm going to kill everything in sight, assuming I'm not paralyzed. Please never paralyze me again. Thank you. That's my level up. I'm going to put it out there again. Please no. It'll be so helpful if I'm not useless.
I don't like
This
it.
blurry, fast healing hasted Blood Rager.
That's too many things.
Make that into a song to the tune of Flying Purple People.
All right, and that leaves us with Asher.
D10, 8 for me.
You beat my 4. I rolled crap across the board.
Awesome. Asher went Gunslinger 4, so he's now split down the middle. He doesn't get anything at Gunslinger 4 except for a bonus feat. And we'll just talk about that when we get there. If it comes up, who could say? But that ability score increase to Charisma does bring his Charisma up to 20. So he now gets an extra grit point a day, and it just helps for the smite as well on the attack and deflection bonus. They're now up to +5.
And all of his saves, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's... Hey, as we could see on the stinking cloud, I am fully capable of rolling that once. But yeah, not a ton. Next level will be more fun if Asher's still around.
Well, surely after you survived the Zill outbreak of the century, you're all going to live forever. Now that we've finally actually gone through and finished up that adventure, I will let everyone know that this was about 2/3 of Scorpions of Perdition, an adventure path plugin from Legendary Games by Alex Rigg and Nicholas Logue, who you might remember wrote Book 2.
Scrapman.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah,
Yay.
Nick Logue's great. He writes some really interesting stuff. That was crazy.
We
That
almost
makes-
died a bunch of times.
Yep. Oh yeah, we did. But man,
Yeah, was this what was this expected to be a level 7, or is it supposed to be like a level 8?
It was supposed to be a level 8.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
No big deal.
we had so many GM NPCs.
Yeah.
We should probably level up to 9 then.
I mean, I'm more impressed with us now. Like, we beat a level 8
We're
module.
awesome.
Just
We're awesome.
us and our 5 closest friends. Party in 9.
They were mostly quite underleveled, but yeah, it got pretty wild, and I had to do like a lot of adjusting to make things fit into Galarian and fit lore-wise and stuff, but I thought it was a cool adventure, and figured after you destroyed Zagmander so heartily, I had to get the revenge.
Oh yeah.
Well, you
That's-
got it.
Fair.
Consider yourself avenged.
So before we left, we're just gonna do a very important rewind. What was that statue all about? Asher wanted to check it out.
Oh man, but the bullet.
I mean, obviously we're going to tame the bullet and ride it. But no, was it anything important, or was it just like, oh, it's so old, who could say?
It was a statue of Zagmander in the ground. It's sort of, or not of Zagmander, of Shadrax. Now, since I
I
said
was
the
gonna
one
say
name.
Zagmander got her own statues too.
No, it was a statue of Shadrax that was like partially buried in the earth, sort of your first like, oh god, there's Zills.
Except we were like, oh god, it's Boulets. We ran away.
But if you want, we can go back in time and you can fight the Bullet.
Oh please, let's not.
It's still there.
Ah, it's okay.
I think after a long run of quite long episodes, I'm gonna go to bed a little bit early tonight.
You deserve it.
You all deserve it.
Aw. Hey.
night.
You
Sam.
earned this bedtime, and we'll see you in episode 99.
Oh, wow. That's mildly terrifying. But what could happen after this? We already killed the bad guys.
Yay.
It's all downhill from here, Sam.
It's all DownXill from here.
Hey, drop
All right,
that
go
in
to
the
bed
Title at the
channel.
end.
Night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
All right, Sam.
Good night for the third time.
Pod against the machine. Against the machine.
Pod Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Doesn't matter to probably no one who's listening to this podcast, so we can cut this out. But is anybody familiar with John Zorn, the like relatively famous avant-garde saxophonist? He was like really well known for postmodern music. He's also really well known for wearing obnoxious pink shirts and like camo shirts and stuff as he plays
I feel like
his
I've
Artie.
heard the name.
Yeah, it's Johnzorn. He's like really well known for like super. He was in Naked City, was his project in the 80s. I hate his music, but it's just he's incredibly like Philip Glass kind of style influential, right? So I
I've heard
cannot
the name,
imagine
but I can't
these
really place
Zorns not wearing like a pink shirt or like a camo shirt. And then when Sam was discussing the bottle episode, I'm just imagining them like rocking out in that room, just really having a good time. So we're going to cut that whole thing out because I'm pretty sure maybe only also Sam might know who I'm talking about.
No, that one's new to me, but
Others, Sam too.
Crazy Piano Man, mate.
Yeah, camo pants, crazy shirts. John Zorn's vibe is wild, and he is so unlistenable. I would rather listen to like Yoko Ono scream for 3 hours, and I'd actually enjoy that, by the way, than listen to like 20 minutes of John Zorn perform. But we're going to cut all this out for those Zorn lovers. Don't want to tick them off.
oh, but now we've got a Brian sketch or machine learning mid-roll
Yeah,
sketch.
it's not going to make sense if we don't keep this in here.
Asher and a Zorn playing saxophone. Sorry, no, keep conflating Asher and the Drifter because it's
Yikes.
just funnier that way.
I am not Asher. I know we look exactly the same.
I'm more of a Kenny G guy myself. It's a terrible Asher. I'm sorry.
The villain of their spin-off is Jazzaduke.
Yes. Okay. Well, I've sufficiently sanctioned baby murder and discussed postmodern saxophonists enough to derail us.